Stuart,
Hey.
par fives, talk to me. Strategy for par fives. What we're going to talk about today is strategy for you, coming down the stretch in a Challenge Tour event. How are you going to be feeling? You know, what are the sort of things you're going to be sort of going through, and how are you going to plan your way down the hole? And then also, I just want a little bit of something for the audience as well. Maybe something that you've kind of come across in pro-ams, playing with amateurs, playing amateur golf yourself, and how they might be able to play par fives just a little bit easier.
Yeah, well, luckily, most of the events I play, I get a pin sheet.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing I look at. I like to fade the ball.
Okay.
So generally, right flags are really, really good for me. That'll be the first thing I do. I'm luckily quite long, so generally I'd be very aggressive on par fives.
Yep. So this hole then, 16th, coming down the stretch. What's your sort of thoughts here?
Yeah, it's a, what is it, probably 550, 560 par five. Nice left to right dog leg, which I like.
Is that your shape? Would you see that?
Generally, yeah. Yeah, I like that shape, yeah. Luckily, I've kind of high speed, so I can kind of play the fade, which is nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd be feeling, if I had a one-shot lead, the adrenaline be going. Hopefully a few more yards in the tank, but yeah, should be like a driver kind of rescue club here. So yeah, I'll be aiming just left edge of the bunker and trying to hit a little peeler around the corner.
Okay, talk about pin sheets. Obviously you're fully aware of where the pins are going to be. Are you thinking about how you're going to position yourself for your second shot coming in, or even where your layup's going to be and where you want to position yourself? Is that always an idea in your mind?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Every time I get onto the tee box, the first thing I'll actually look at is the pin sheet and work back from there. So say if I did hit the fairway, ideally I'd like to be on the left-hand side, so it opens up the green for me. But if I did miss the fairway, I'd lay up to the left-hand side, so I'm playing up the green if the pin is on the right, and vice versa then if the pin's on the left. I like front flags as well. I hit it quite high, like, so it's nice to always throw it in behind and spin it back. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, sometimes what I see with amateurs is they might get a pin sheet the whole time, but it's always nice to kind of give yourself the fat side of the green to work with. So if they could maybe think about that a little bit more when they're laying up, might give them a better shot at getting it close.
Nice. Just drifting on the wind.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I actually hit it really nice. Should be a long way down there. Great shot. Cheers. Stuart,
cracking drive, but you've come through the fairway.
Yeah.
How far do you normally carry the ball off the tee?
Normally around 310, 315.
Okay.
I can get it up a bit higher, but that'd be kind of standard kind of carry, so quite lucky.
So in that situation then, obviously, would you be trying to cut off a little bit, maybe a little bit more of the corner?
Yeah, I think so.
In tournament day?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I actually just hit it a little bit too straight. I hit it nice, but the wind just held it up. But here we are. Here we are,
and the situation you've got in front of you now is obviously it's not sat up, is it? It's nestled itself down a little bit. Yardage to the hole at this point?
Yeah, I think I've 260.
Okay.
Sitting down a little bit.
Yeah.
Grass a little wet. Doesn't look too appetizing, so
no.
I think we're going to go for a layup here.
Okay. And now that you're going to go through the process of laying up, you've made that decision in your mind. I'm going to lay up. What is the thought process now? Obviously, again, looking at pins, things like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I just had a quick look there. I've seen the pin is kind of front right.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try, because the wind is slightly in and off the right, I'm going to try and get it down the right half of the fairway. Okay. And then I can kind of use the wind then to bank it up against.
And from a yardage point of view, are you now going to sort of just work your way kind of backwards?
Exactly, yeah. That's the next kind of step. So I have 260. I'm thinking a 5-iron now. This should kind of go around 200 yards, so kind of in around the 60, 70 yard marker.
Okay, that's your number?
Yeah, I kind of like that, yeah. I don't want to be too far back here because it generate too much spin then on the third. So if I can get down there around 60 to 80 yards in that number, I'll be happy enough.
Yeah, nice. That's really good.
Yeah, that came out nice there.
That was perfect, I think. Just down the right side.
Yeah, should be good.
Got yourself back into position. It's great. We'll see what it looks like when we get down there.
Yep.
But just from an amateur point of view, and again, you playing in pro-ams, what would you be suggesting to your playing partners who are in this position, got themselves out of position off the tee? Yeah,
I mean, obviously make sure you get it out, but sometimes I see amateurs taking too little loft.
Yeah.
So they might try and hit a 3-wood or a rescue out of grass that's quite heavy.
Yeah.
Just make sure you have enough loft on the face just to get it up and get it out.
Yeah.
And just get it back in position.
And obviously you've gone out there with a 5-iron, but you've got speed. And speed is obviously your friend when it comes to this sort of lies, isn't it?
Sure,
this is where amateurs think, well, actually, you know, Stuart can get 5-iron out of there, I can get 5-iron out of there. But if they're coming in with a lot less swing speed, they're not going to get the oomph into the ball, should we say, to get it up and out of that position, isn't it? Are they?
Exactly, yeah. Just, as you say, just make sure you have enough loft. Because the grass, this sort of grass really slows it down and also turns it over. Yeah. So the more loft you have on, the less likely it will turn over as well. So
it's a good tip.
Yeah, I think
get it back into position.
Exactly, make sure it's in the fairway, yeah.
Right, before we just head back down there and see where your layup has got to, I just popped a one down in the middle of the fairway for you, where you're ideally wanting to be. Got about 260 to that flag. Is this a go for it type of hole coming down the stretch? You've got a one-shot lead, let's say. Is it a go for it?
I think so, yeah. I think if I hit a tee shot here, I think I have to go for it, yeah. It's not too bad up there. I mean, there's a bunker kind of short right, which isn't the worst.
Position to be in.
Yeah, left doesn't look great, so I'm just trying to hit like a little bleeder just at the pin, and if it falls into that bunker, it's not too bad. So
fine.
My actual target will be just actually right at the pin.
Okay.
Just to keep it away from that left-hand side.
Yeah, because again, a lot of amateurs they see a flag and they go at the flag all the time.
Exactly.
But you're always thinking about where the position of the pin is and where you want that ball to end up. Yeah,
golf's a funny game. I mean, all our good is good. It's just the mistakes and like where to miss. I think you always have to have that in the back of your mind. Where's the miss? Yeah. So I know it might sound like a bit of a negative thinking, but that's what we're thinking when we're playing, because we want to give ourselves the best opportunity for the next shot.
Absolutely. Give it a go. Nice. Strong hit again. That wind just wanting to push it round to the right to left a little bit. Fine there, just short left. Yeah,
I don't know if it's on the edge, but kind of spun it a little bit. But it's not too bad there.
Shot scope telling me 88 yards to that flag. Pretty much where you wanted it to be, between 60 and 80 yards. So it's just puffed up in the wind a little bit, come up a fraction short of where you wanted it, but still a good spot.
Yeah, we're in a good spot here. It's slightly back into the wind. Yeah. A little downhill, so should probably play the number maybe a touch longer.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm liking the shot.
So is this kind of green light time? Is this what you're kind of thinking here? Because I'm looking at this situation here now. Again, bunker, really tight to that front. Looks like there's a bit of a runoff going over the back, and it's like there's also a bit of a false front as well. Are you taking that all into consideration?
Maybe not so much the bunker, more so the green itself. You're dead right. Like just a little bit of a fall off just behind it.
Yes.
That's why I brought two clubs over. I have 56 and 50. So I'm thinking about going with the 50 and just kind of throwing in a little bit lower, so it takes that spin off it, so I don't have to worry about the false front. And hopefully land it in around the flag and it stays there.
Okay, let's go for it.
Let's go. Pulled it. It's not good.
Yeah, good. Safe for your board. Pretty good. Just drop down to the left-hand side when you hit that shot. Just to get the wind wanting to work it in there.
Yeah, just pulled it just a touch. It was a nice flight. Happy enough with the strike. Just kind of pulled it just a touch.
So going for that 50-degree wedge, just taking a little bit of spin out of it, controlling the flight, is that kind of, again, is that the thought process behind that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think if I hit 56 there, I mean, it's just going to go high, spinny, you lose all control of the golf ball.
Yeah.
If that lands just a yard short, it's going to rip back off the green.
Yes.
There's lots of variables when you throw it up in the air.
And we talked about the green complex itself and the bunker at the front there and all of these sorts of things. Now, you're a tall player, so green light for you from 80 yards is an important number for you. But for the average golfer, again, it's still a dangerous shot, isn't it?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because there's a lot going on around the green there. What would be your sort of, if an amateur golfer got themselves into this position, would you be sort of talking them away from that trap on the right and getting them into the fatter part over on the left-hand side there?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I mean, I think a good target would be where my ball is now. Yeah. Or maybe a couple of yards even further left. Just giving themselves a chance from, say, 20, 30 feet instead of taking the danger of going into the bunker and then, you have a tough up and down. I think that would be a fair idea. Then you're giving yourself a bit of margin for error left and right if they do.
Absolutely right. And I see it so often with players that, you got out of position off the tee, You know, so almost that was taking birdie away from you from being out of position off the tee, but they're still hunting birdies down when they get further down the hole.
Yeah.
Do you see that as well with amateurs?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Yeah, as you said, I was off the tee, I was a bit in trouble, so to get it back into play, I mean, they could get a 7-iron out there, no problem, and then try and get up left of the green and try and get up and down.
Up and down for their putt.
Exactly,
right.
yeah.
See if you can hold the putt.
Sounds good.
Not bad. Good birdie.
Yeah, not
Well
bad.
done.
Yeah.
Take that.
Absolutely.
Again, being out of position, but actually giving yourself the opportunity to still hole a putt, which is a bonus.
Absolutely.
Is obviously important. But there's also this shot, and you got yourself into a really good position. Didn't quite get it. Got a little bit spinny on the shot, so came up fractionally short. But actually left yourself a pretty good chip up the green. Again, staring birdie in the face, aren't you? Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. I actually pulled it maybe 10-15 yards, but because my target was a little bit further right, I'm in position A1 here. You know, pretty standard chip, so you'd be kind of even thinking, you know, hit a good one here, you might even try and hold it, but yeah, it's in a great position here.
And it doesn't concern you again about the bunkers sort of left and right here? Once you get up by the green, you're kind of comfortable in that environment with the bunker?
Exactly, yeah. I don't mind the rough either.
Because you're coming out with so much loft.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. Yeah. I've an array of shots that I can kind of hit, so yeah, it'd be pretty comfortable up around the green.
Well, Stuart, thank you so much for your time. It's fascinating to get an insight into how to play par fives, the way you play them, and obviously under pressure as well. It's important to have that thought process going on and actually working back from the green back to the tee. A hugely important process, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. Always kind of planning the next step ahead, so especially on the par fives, you need to take advantage of the pro for sure.
Absolutely. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video. Obviously a big thank you to Stuart. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, and all the best for the rest of the season, Stuart.
Thank you very much. Cheers.